Okay. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, sounds great. So I'm Laura Gillott, and I started in 1992 selling real estate. I started with an office in Lebanon, Oregon, which is where I still am at today. And Lebanon right now is about a town of 17,000 people.
Wow.
And
Smaller than I
yeah,
thought. Okay. I was thinking it was like 30, Tony said.
yeah, no, it's 17. And although we do have other areas that we service, so there's Sweet Home and Albany and Corvallis and Scio. Probably the largest town of those towns are about 50,000 people. And our town is rural. So between our towns is like grassland and farm ground and all that great stuff. It's not like big housing subdivisions or anything to that nature. So not a ton of homes, but enough to keep us all real busy, which is great. And so I didn't really start tracking my numbers that well until moving over to Keller Williams in 2012, which was one of the best decisions I've made in my life. And during that time when we moved over, let me just look here. I think I have a little thing here. My memory's not the best. Let me just look in here and see on my little scripting page.
I say after the last 2.5 years, like everything's I can't remember everything's a blur.
I know. It's just crazy. I think when we came over, it was like we were doing like 152 transactions in 2012. But if you look at that in comparison to how many transactions there were done in our town, we were still taking a majority of the market share during that time. So probably what I've noticed the most going over time is, yes, we've had more sales in our town. So we average between 500 to maybe 600 sales in our town a year. So there's two sides of that. So that's 1,200 sales. And so, during that time when there was less sales, there was also less agents because it was 2012 and there wasn't that much competition for those transactions. So when we came over, I think on the listing side, we had like a 42% market share.
Wow.
When we came, but we only took 88 listings, but there was only like 212 listings taken. So that kind of shows you what happened. So as we grew larger, and now we're up to like 550 sales. That grew larger, also the number of sales grew, and also the number of competition and other agents, people getting onesie twosies, all that great stuff happened also. So right now on our listing marketing share is about 25%. So to kind of give you an idea of what we run on for Lebanon. Now we also service those other areas. So all of our business is not in Lebanon only, because we service the other areas outside of our area. Right. But we don't have any expansion or anybody else in any other market centers or anything to that nature. We just basically decided that we would go deep in the areas that we serve and just try to get like at least 25% market share in every town. And that would give us 1,000 transactions, pretty easily, just by staying local and servicing at a deep level. So that was.
What does your team actually look like? Like how many agents are selling?
Yeah. So I should get my org chart out here and I can share that with you guys. I'm going to write down some things. Someone should keep track of what I said I'm going to share.
I will. I will keep track. I'll keep track of what you're going to share. And you guys will send this out in the recap email with the recording too. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah. So I'll share my org chart with you. I believe right today we have 37 people on our team. And if I remember right, I think like 16 are agents.
Okay. So you're heavy off.
Yeah. So we have like 4 transaction coordinators who are also licensed brokers, but they don't actually practice in selling. Basically everyone on our team is licensed except for like 3 people. And so they all help get referrals and send people to the business and their family and friends and things. And we can pay them a referral fee from the transaction because they are licensed. So that also helps. So I think we're all boots on the ground, but not everyone opens up doors or takes listings.
Yeah.
So, kind of give you an idea of what we're at right now. So, and this year, I think we're at 335 on families served. Our volume is ahead of last year, but our numbers just this last month fell behind last year's numbers. Yeah. So in August, we were running about 17% ahead. And I was like, yes, we're gonna have the best year ever. And then Then the brakes kind of hit the market, and we seen our pendings go down, and I knew we were not going to hit our pending number of August, so I knew we were going to fall behind. But we're all digging in, and I don't know if you've ever been to Bold. There's that good little chicken story. We're all digging for worms and new spots, and trying to generate those leads.
Yep, love that. Love that.
Yeah.
What percentage of how much are you doing personally yourself still?
Yeah. So in 2017, I brought on a listing partner onto our team. I basically cherry picked the ones that I wanted to go on, the people that knew me well, that I could hand off. I did those transactions, and she did the balance. I think she closed 72 transactions that year. And she's like,
Wow.
oh my gosh, the wheels are falling off the bus. You need more help. I can't do this no more. I'd like to get married and have babies. So I was like, okay, that sounds great. So we brought on 4 listing partners, and I basically then stepped out.
Okay, got it.
Of the day-to-day. So what I do, I'm still a co-agent on everything. I'm still very involved. I'm here at the office, 60 hours a week. I still go on some CMA, but I always bring somebody with me.
Okay.
So I always bring a listing partner with me, or if I have a buyer consultation with someone that's coming in, I always bring in another person, and then I'll just do the handoff.
Yep.
So that's kind of how we work on that. Our agents during the listing process, from the time of contract signed to the time they go under contract, they do CC me on every email that goes to the clients. We do client recaps and stuff, and I'm involved if there's any hiccups or problems, or if they can't get hold of their agent, I'll step in. So still boots on the ground, but not taking a client all by myself. I don't cherry pick no more. I share everything.
Okay, so let's back up, because I know we have a lot of people that they're actually just starting to build teams. And we get a lot of questions on the pass off. So how do you what's the best way to say it? How do you actually handle the pass off? And because people know Laura and want Laura, how does that go over with your clients?
Yeah, so I just let them know that I'm the principal broker here of the team, and that I would love to take their listing, but if someone on our team brings a buyer in, that I could not represent them solely, and I want to make certain that they have somebody in their corner that can represent them 100%. And so that listing partner doesn't have any fiduciary duty to the buyer. I do, as being the principal, of our team. I know every state's a little bit different, and that I wanted to make certain if our buyer from our team is acting unreasonable, and you said, hey, Laura, is this buyer asking for unreasonable stuff? If it's a buyer that's represented by a team, I could not disclose that to you. I could say, I don't know, but our listing partner, Mackenzie, or whoever's on there, can say, oh my gosh, those guys are totally being, outrageous. Those are not great, demands, and we need to do this. Like, they could totally protect you. So that's why I'm here for you. But I also want to make certain you're protected if someone from our team brings in a client, because we can't control what the client wants. So, and they all seem to be fine with that. And they love having someone in their corner. And then after they meet their listing partner, I'm like old news. Like, they don't even want to talk to me no more. They love their agents. The agent gives them a recap every week. And if something kind of goes bumpy, or they're not having good rapport with their agent or something of that nature, they're always welcome to call me. I always say, if you can't get a hold of your agent, just give me a jingle. They may be on an appointment, something happens, like I'm not that far away. I see them when they pop in the office. I'm here, but I'm not in their day-to-day activities.
Yeah, that makes total sense. I love that. I like them having someone in their corner. I think that's I love that. Okay, so let's back up then. How did you get so much market share in your town? Like, from the beginning, what were some of the key things that you did?
Yeah, so I'm going to say the one thing is that we really focused on listings.
Okay.
So that was our main focus, is going out and grabbing as many listings as possible. And of course, Tony put that goal in my head, let's get 50% market share. And we've been chasing that ever since. But, we'd like 1 out of every 4 listings, or 1 out of every 2 listings to be ours. And we do a lot in our town, and we provide a lot to our town, and we support a lot with our town. So, it sometimes baffles me or fascinates me that someone would take their listing and give it to someone else in another city or something that they don't even do anything for Lebanon. You know, I mean, they don't support Lebanon at all.
Yeah.
And nor do they care, nor do they even know much about Lebanon. And here they are giving their business to someone that doesn't even care about the town. So when someone says, oh my gosh, you're so great, you got 30% market share. And I'm like, yeah, that means 70% of the people didn't pick us. You know, that's how I feel in my heart. It's like, how come 70% didn't pick us? And then when that time came, when building the team, is like, I want to make certain we have enough great agents that can service 50% of the business. You know, that if 50% of the Lebanon called us, that we wouldn't be dropping the ball, that we would have great systems, that we would be able to have great follow through, that we would be able to service those at a high level. So, you know, that's part of this. I kind of think of it like a fire station. And so if 5 houses are on fire and I only have 2 firemen in the group, which 2 houses are we going to save? You know, like, I need to make certain that our team is robust enough that we can service that many folks at a high level, so they all feel like they're the only ones.
Yeah. What are some of the things that you do to care about Lebanon and to be in the community and to do all of those things?
Yeah, so definitely as time goes on and we have more people, we can divide and conquer on things, but we do support a lot of the service organizations that are in the town. We pair up on events with like the Boys and Girls Club, Optimist Club, anything that's doing anything, we try to pair up with them. We let them borrow things from us all the time. So if they want to borrow tables or have a place for their venue, they can pick our parking lot and our covered patio in the back for that. We bought an ice cream tractor that makes ice cream, so we can donate our time to give free ice cream away at their events. And we just try to always change it up, but always try to be there and have a booth and have a giveaway and love on people and have a drawing and all that great stuff that we can build our database with more people, but just to definitely be front and center to everything, so we can be a good supporter of those things. And those people support us, so we want to turn around and support them also. So it's not only in donations, but it's part of our marketing also, that we can put marketing dollars. If someone said, well, I just need a straight donation, I have so many dollars for just donations, which is a lot smaller. But if I could do something with marketing with this event that they have, I could be a title sponsor, do something, as long as I'm there and able to get in front of our clients and invite our whole database to attend that event. So it helps them also, because an organization makes more money or does more if they have more people attend, and we want to invite all of our database to attend these functions.
Yeah, I love that. And actually, that was going to be my next question. I've been pushing really hard on database lately. Tony actually has been doing some coaching calls with us, with our leaders, and he has just been on us on database stuff, which is, it's everything. It's the everything, especially as we move into a speed-based market, not a skill-based market anymore. And he gave us the new number last week of to net 1 million. It used to be like 1920. You had to get 1,920 people in your database on a touch to net 1 million. And now that number is 13,000. And Tony was sharing with us some of those things about, if you're new, get to 1,000 as fast as you can. If you're 2 to 5 years, get to 5,000 as fast as you can. And then after that, just do everything you can to get 13,000 in your database as quick as you can. So can we talk a little bit about your database? Do you know how many you have in your database and what kind of touching are you doing?
Yeah, so our database is old and big and messy, like most people's databases are. And so our overall database is around 60,000 people that are in our database at one time or the other, have opted in on something and have gotten into our database. But I will let you know that a majority of our business comes from 2,800 people that are past clients or raving fans.
Okay. So you've got 2,800 like VIPs. I mean, they're your okay.
Yeah, they're past clients that are still local in the area, or people that refer us. And hold on one second here. That's okay. And those people do get invited to different events that are just for them. Like we do pie giveaway twice a year. We call through those folks, we reserve their pies, they come in and pick them up in person. We normally have a luncheon or chili feed or something during the pie day. And that's not opened up to all of our database. That's just opened up to our past clients and our raving fans.
Yep.
We also do like a ball game at a I don't know, minor league baseball park over in Corvallis, and we invite those folks to come to that. I will let you know, we start inviting folks. Sometimes it'll be we'll invite all of our people that send us referrals first, and then we open up to the next group, and they open it to the next group, because we never want to overfill something or not have so much room. So we'll kind of do it in layers until we get enough RSVPs to fill up the venue, and then they'll shut it off. So sometimes that does make it hard then, because some people are like, hey, like I'm a raving fan and I didn't get invited. And sometimes that does make it tough. And then we have to try to say, oh, these are the people that gave us referrals last year. And, just kind of figure out how to do it and be gracious with it, and not feel like they weren't able to come, but sometimes you can't invite everyone to those events.
Yeah. Do you know how many touches total you're doing?
You know what, I should be better at that, and we don't. I mean, we touch whenever we need to touch with folks, and whenever we have something going. Of course, we do like a monthly newsletter and some things to that nature, but we don't. And that's how they get information about our events and things that are coming up. But sometimes we'll have like 2 or 3 events a month, and we'll be reminding them and touching them and telling them to come join us. And sometimes it will be a month and a half before we have an event. Yeah. So it's not.
Do you care if I have your playbook pulled up? Do you care if I pop that on the screen really fast?
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, you guys. So I've had this for, honestly, Laura, I don't even know where I got it or who I got. I don't know if I got it from you or if I heard you. I don't know, but I've had it and I've loved it for so long. And I've shared it with many of you. Let's see, one second. I'm going to try to share my screen really fast. Okay. Can you guys see that? Okay. And I don't know if this is even your most up-to-date one, but I just love all of what you have on here. And so I wanted to kind of just quickly flip through it, but I love that you have systematized, like, who did all of this?
Well, and I was in coaching, and that's what she said. She was like, you can't keep this between your ears. You need to be able to have some checklists and some things that someone else can jump in and help, so you're not doing it on yourself. And the New Year's party, we do that every year, and that's something we invite everyone to. Yes, the top one. Yep. So we have that, and we normally have it open for 2 to 3 hours, and we serve food and have mimosas, and we invite the whole database, and we'll put it in the paper. Anybody can stop by.
Oh, you do put it in the paper?
Yeah.
Wow, great. And wait,
we do invite the community at our office.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've got
what? Let me see something here on back end. Let me screen share and let me show you something, because I can show you the results, what happens with those. Let's see if I have that open.
That would be awesome.
Let me get out of this real quick and go over to this. Oh yeah, now I got a screen share. Okay, sorry. I'm a little clunky on this thing today.
That's okay.
Screen share will let me. Okay.
There we go. Yep.
Okay. So
I love this.
Yeah. So this is where business came from in 2021. So that may be helpful to you. And I can provide this to you guys too. So put that down. I'll give you this little event thing I have putting on, but let me just see here if I can find our New Year's event. Yep. And I can find a few other ones here for you, but I can go through all of them.
Okay, so last year, let me look at this really fast. I was writing down what you were going to send. Okay, so 23%. Oh, shoot, sorry. Did you?
I'll go back.
Okay, yes. It's okay. Did that?
This was last year.
So what is a forever client?
So that means someone who's purchased a home with us before.
Okay,
so 28 closings last year happened as a repeat customer or forever client.
Wow.
And then 111 of them happened from our sphere. These people that we work on our database that we know, they know us, they're good friends, all that good stuff, but they haven't purchased with us before.
Yeah.
And then from there we had call-ins, were about 55, and that's where people that called in on our. Yeah, like a sign call or someone just calling and saying, hey, I want to list my property, or hey, I need real estate advice. So that's incoming leads that came in from there. And then client referrals were 37. You think that would be higher, but sometimes we just don't always know exactly where that lead comes from.
Yep.
And then agent referrals were 43.
Actually,
then,
Laura, can we pause on that one for 1 second? Because
yeah.
I heard Gary Keller say 2 times this year that agent to agent referrals are like the #1 missourced for most people. Do you do anything special with that? Or do you feel like now probably you've shared your playbook so graciously that so many people are like, if I have anybody moving there, I'm sending it to Laura.
Yeah, I just try to be active and just tell everyone that I'm, can service Oregon. And then if it's not in our, our backyard, we'll find you an agent that will do a great job for you. So, I just try to be front and center, at mega camp and at family reunion, we hand out fishing cards. We tell people, to come out to Oregon, we'll take you fishing or to a wine tour. We just try to stay front and center. Yeah. So those are just some different things. But as you notice on this is that there's not a lot of outbound activity here. And that's something we decided that we needed to change, because if the market drops, and that means if the market drops 20%, that means 20% of your database isn't going to buy property. You need to find the other 20% that's not in your database. So we this year said, hey, we need to really focus a little bit more on outbound activities and a little better on our tracking. And so, and that's sometimes hard, when you're a small town, is like, how did this client come to this? And, someone says, oh, this was a call off a Zillow. And I'm like, yeah, but I sold him a house in 2003. Like it kind of gets a little bit convoluted when you know people for a long time of how exactly you got the business. But this kind of gives you a rundown of how we got our business.
It sounds like you guys have a higher average sales price though. Is it like 350? I'm just like roughly
390 now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Laura, that's huge.
I know we've got up there now. So let's see.
Oh, here's your New Year's.
Yeah, this was New Year's party on here. And from this, we had 13 people request to be on the newsletter. 6 people wanted buyer consultations. 9 requested for a CMA.
Wow.
And we track it every year, but that's pretty normal on here.
You had 100 families stop by though. That's great.
Yeah. And we just do something easy. We do chicken or mimosas and make it kind of fun. So, and we don't always do a theme on things, and we do giveaways like this. So we'll do, like a reverse bowl. People can call into the office. We did this more during COVID, so we weren't able to have as many events. So we've slowed down on this. Now we're just doing 1 a quarter. So we have a cooler giveaway now that will give, and we just do them every season change. We'll have a drawing for that. And then we'll take that item to different events and continue getting signups for a while. So it's not just one and done. We're able to use something a little bit longer on there. And so that makes it kind of fun. And this would be an example of something that we did was like a brew fest, which is paired up with a Boys and Girls Club. And so when they asked us to sponsor the stage of this event, which means we would pay money and then have our banner along the stage, we'd say, well, we don't mind sponsoring, but we want to be there. And they were like, well, what do you want to do here? Like, you guys don't sell beer and you don't really do beer. What are you going to do? And I'm like, I don't care. Put us in the corner. Give us the last booth. I don't care. We just want to be there. And so we had a little growler made up. We invited all of our clients to come. They gave us VIP tickets. We were able to do drawings, giving away the VIP tickets, also gave their event exposure. And then we just told people to come by and enter in to win. And we had 431 people enter in to win and 29 new CMAs.
I mean, that's huge.
Yes.
Well, here's the thing I want people to hear that are watching this too right now. She tracks, like, I love that you are tracking this I'm trying to think of like a more eloquent way to say it, but people don't do this. I mean, think about how many agents we sponsor things and we go do these things, but we're not tracking to see what we're getting from it. And that to me is huge. I mean, exactly how many entries you had, exactly how many people signed up for your newsletter. I'm assuming you did 29 CMA. I mean, that's mind blowing to me.
Yeah. And that's just basic. It's super easy to do because you have your entry form.
Yeah.
And you fill out the entry form, and there's like 3 questions on the bottom. And then you just, when you get back from the event, you put it on your database.
Yep.
And and we divvy out the CMAs and the buyer consultations, depending on who was working the booth and who was there. And they have 48 hours to call them and set appointments. And if they don't, then we have client care that now is set up to call behind there and get those ones set. But, I was working with, we have one agent that works in Corvallis, and she's trying to build Corvallis, the next town over. And she's like, what do I need to do? I'm like, you need to get mind share. So when you have that, we're not super good, the 431 people that enter in, about following up with them, because we have pretty good mind share in our community, but we need to create mind share for Corvallis. So we need to follow up with them with a 12x12 and 8x8, some different programs with them. So that way we do get mind share with those folks, because they just can't see you once at a booth and walk away and then just say, oh yeah, well, who's that realtor? Or you're not going to be top of mind. So we're having to kind of do boots on the ground. So those of you that are just starting, when you get your entry forms, make certain that you put them on some kind of follow-up program that you can give value. Our first one will be, here are the market stats for Corvallis. This is what's going on in Corvallis, and just try to find things of value to add to them, so they're not going to unsubscribe from your email.
Yeah. So I love that you said that. And for those of you that are newer, and maybe some of you that are not, that have never even heard that, but we used to always say you need to get mind share before you get market share. And that's what she means. They need to know who you are, and they need to see you as the expert. You need to be TOMA, top of mind awareness for them. And then the market share will come once you get the mind share. Brandy asked, and I actually wondered that, what questions are you asking them on the forms? Do you happen to know?
Let me see. I think I had the form on here. Let's see where it's at. Let me just go and there it is. This is an example of what a form goes in. So it says, would you like to know what your home is worth in today's market? Yes or no. Would you like to receive our monthly newsletter? Yes or no. Would you like a list of homes for sale? And would you be interested in receiving a monthly email regarding your neighborhood? So it's pretty simple questions. And if they don't fill them out, it's not the end of the world. But I don't want to try to go after people that don't want us to go after.
This is so good though. Yeah. Well, and I feel like everybody wants to know what their home is worth in today's market. And I mean, I feel like those are such good, easy questions. And I like that you nailed it specific to, would you be interested in receiving a monthly email regarding your neighborhood?
Yep. So it just, and it's easier for them to say yes to. It's easier for us to follow up on. Like, although I didn't realize on the Brewfest, the first one or second one I showed you was that when they drank a little bit later in the evening, a lot of people were saying yes, because they thought maybe they would win the growler if they said yes. And we called them, they're like, oh, I don't really need a market analysis. I was just filling out the form. And that's fine. It gave us a way to have a touch with them and to have some some feedback with those folks. But definitely I would, our follow-up systems need to be better with these folks, except that they do get the newsletter, and we only really send that to people that opt in. So we're not spamming everyone. We tell them that when they fill out the form, that we're not going to, if you say no, we're not going to email you. And we really don't. So, but we do put you into our database, and we tag you that you went to this event, and we'll probably invite you to come the next year and come visit our booth.
But do you have a lot of people that unsubscribe? I mean, I wouldn't think so, because you provide such a high value.
I would say yes, we still have people, and sometimes we have people that unsubscribe that are our clients, that are our raving fans. They are trying to tell everyone a raving fan and come to the baseball game, and I'm looking on there and there's like 60 unsubscribes, and then I have to go through and text them or call them and say, hey, you've unsubscribed, we're trying to get your RSVP for the game or for the pie or whatever, and they'll go, oh my gosh, I don't know how I unsubscribed. So I have to send them out another thing so they can resubscribe to it. But it is a little bit frustrating, but I also know I got to be really careful with this group, that I'm not going to give them every listing. I'm not going to tell them about open houses. I'm not going to give them information if they're not interested in receiving that. I'm not going to give that to them. I'm just going to try to keep them abreast of what's going on in the market quarterly, and then I'm going to invite them to these different events that we have.
Do you have any more events on there? Anything that, like, what are your biggest turnouts? Like, what do people love?
So these little home shows and stuff that we do, and biz expos, they work really great. We have our booth set up. We have normally always a drawing. It's fun to work these little events, and it's a way to build your database. So I definitely would say doing that. National Night Out is a really good event for us. We do that, and then that's in every community. It's free to us. The only thing it costs us are the Otter Pops that we give away. We normally, during this, look, it's under this one here this year, we got 39 new buyers. It's a lot of young families that are coming to National Night Out. So young families are thinking about buying real estate. So that was a good spot for us to pick up more buyers at these events. And to love on people and love on your community and just be front of mind and sit there and answer real estate questions and just be involved. And they said, this stuff doesn't only cost us Otter Pops. This probably costs us less than $100.
Wow.
This was something we did it's because we couldn't have our client event one year because of COVID. So we did an outdoor movie theater, and we had classic cars. We played Grease, and this married it up. We wouldn't have done this, but it married it up to Boys and Girls Club. We're doing this for a fundraiser for the club. And so we said we would be a sponsor if we could do one night as a client event, private event. And they said, yes, we could do that. And we were able to play Grease. And
what is that big thing that says meet the team? Is that like a big board?
This one, that was the screen that they played the movie on.
Oh,
So
cool.
before the movie, we got to play our own little video of our listings and our team and that sort of thing. So it made it fun. Again, that wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for the Boys and Girls Club. We wouldn't have done that all on our own.
Right.
This is a good example of, this is movie night. So movie night, we used to have 300 seats at our one screen movie theater in town. And we would say, okay, we're going to be playing this movie, which is normally a old movie that we replay again. And then when they say yes, they'd like to RSVP, then they get this little Google form. This is a great example. We just keep using this form. But it just asks them, would you like to purchase a home or an investment property? When are you considering selling your home? So we can kind of have an idea of what year or when they are. Would you like a comparable market analysis? And then would you like to attend one of our complimentary classes?
I've never seen that one. I love that you have that in there. I mean, and I love that you have the $1 million real estate investor. That's such a great idea. Yeah.
And so before the movie even played, we had 8 CMAs and 14 buyers from this. Before it even happened. And we realized with the movie is that people are they get their popcorn, they get their drink, they go sit down. It's not a time to ask for business. It's not a time to have them fill out a form. You need to get some of these events that we do. And right now we're doing like our big client event, Pork and Tunes, we have them fill out an RSVP ahead of time. So we know if they have any real estate needs ahead of time. So we're trying to pair up these Google forms, which are free.
Yeah. And they're excited about the event. They're excited about coming. You're right. They're not like in it, where you don't want to ask them for business. Then people always say, should I ask for business at my client appreciation events? And I think this is such a good way to do it. Just hit them on the front end.
Yep. Hit them on the front end on the RSVP, ask a few questions, or at the event, and you could do have some kind of something fun to give away, like a Yeti cooler or, a patio set or something, whatever you can find on sale. And then have them do a drawing entry form, and then you could do a drawing there at the event.
Love that.
Like a bigger barbecue or something. It doesn't have to be super expensive either, just something they may want to do.
Yeah.
This is pie day. I'm just trying to think what else I have in here for you guys.
Wow, love that. This is the stuff people love, are the ideas. Oh, you do a chili cook-off with the pie. That's great.
Yeah. So, and how we do that is that, and you could do this, let's say if you're a single agent, you're like, how am I going to do this? You could pair up with 3 or 4 agents at the office and then say, hey, let's invite all of our past clients to come pick up their pie at the office, and let's all do a chili and do a crock pot and have them come judge our chili. And that's what they do here. So this is just our team doing chili. And then they go through and they taste the chili, and they do the voting and pick the best chili.
Are you the one that does the can of whipped cream or something for a referral? Is that you?
Yeah,
okay.
We do. Yeah, that's us. Yep. So we have people to whip up a referral. That's right there. So
tell them about this. This is so cute.
Yeah, so so when we call our clients and ask them if they would like to reserve a pie for Thanksgiving or for 4th of July, we will say to them, if you could whip us up a referral between now and Pie Day, we will have a can of whipped cream waiting for you when you pick up your pie.
Love
And
that.
normally right there on the phone, they can't think of someone to give us. But if they do, then we mark them down as whip on the tag on the database. But then because we call about a month ahead of time, between that time and Pie Day, we'll remind them, 15 days before Pie Day, next week's Pie Day, if you can whip us up a referral, we keep reminding them to whip all the way up to Pie Day. And then, of course, on Pie Day, we'll ask them again if they want to do we'll ask them if they have any referrals and we can grab them a can of whipped cream. It just gives them a time to think. And a lot of times they'll just come up with it because it's been going on for so long. They're like, okay, I whipped you up a referral. Like I want my whipped cream and I got someone for you. And they'll just write it down. Like they know the program now about the whipped cream and everything, but it does help us get more referrals on there.
Yeah.
So, and I remember
you get 932 pies.
Yeah, and now it's over 1,000.
Oh my gosh, Laura, that's amazing.
But this is very scalable though, because of the last 2 years, you only sold 20 homes, you're only giving away 20 pies.
Yep.
And then pick up the raving fans. People have given you referrals and grab those guys and offer them pie. So it's very, very scalable to your budget. So if you sell 500 homes, I should be giving away, the last 10 years, I've sold over 4,000 homes. So there should be 4,000 pies, really. Like they all should get a pie, but they all don't get a pie. But they like to be asked if they want a pie. So
do you order them from Costco ahead of time?
These ones are from Costco.
That's what we do.
And then we have a Safeway. I don't know if you guys have Safeway, but we've also, this pie here, the apple pies this year came from Walmart, but now we get them from Safeway.
Yeah. And for those of you that don't know, with Costco, I know we don't have a Safeway, but I know with Costco that I don't think there's a Safeway, at least there's not in Kentucky, but if you call and order them ahead of time, they won't put their sticker on the top. So you see how she has her stickers, you can add your stickers to the top. You don't have to worry about peeling one off or anything like that. Brandy asked if they don't opt in to your newsletter or want to know about the current value of their home, what kind of follow-up do you do with those people?
Hardly nothing.
Yeah.
But that's not the best answer, but we basically do nothing. Sometimes, I don't know, this is the hardest thing when you do a lot of events and stuff. Sometimes we've gotten so swamped and our systems have been so muddy as that we go from one event to the next and we go get the entry box for the next event and it's the tickets were still in there from the last event. Like that has happened to us. So trying to get proper systems down to follow up and do everything, it just takes time to implement all those things. So it would be great to have some kind of system saying, hey, I know you didn't want to be on our newsletter, but is there anything we can help you with? It'd be great to be able to have something there to do that. If you had lesser amount of people, a lesser amount of system to take up your time, you probably could do that. But we just basically try to focus on people that have raised their hand that want our assistance and help. There's enough there to keep us busy that we don't have to worry about the people that don't really want to hear from us again.
And I bet I kind of like and appreciate that because you're touching the people that, like you said, they're raising their hand. And if they don't want to, then you're probably wasting your time a little bit, but if eventually they will think of you. I mean, it's going to be pretty hard to go to an event like this and then not think of you if they want to buy or sell a house, even if they don't opt into your stuff, I would imagine.
Yeah. And even here on Apple Pie Day, it surprises me that 67 people said I wanted to be on your newsletter. These are past clients. They should be on our newsletter. But for some, they get off. They changed their email, they opted out, they got remarried, something happened, somehow we lost their email along the way, or they somehow got off the program. So it's always good to keep asking people, do you like to receive our newsletter? Or because there's it's hard to say.
I think that's a huge part of it. But Brandy, I would say, like Laura said, if you have the system and you can put them on just some type of touch or campaign, I would say, do that. Just because I don't think that there's anything that could hurt with that.
So I do want to show you one other thing that happened this year with Pork and Tunes.
Perfect. I'd love that. What is that? Is that like a?
Yeah, I can show you pictures. It's our client event that we invite all of our clients to once a year. And then we have a band and we have barbecue and things to that nature. So that's what Pork and Tunes are. Remind me, I'll send you the video.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'll put that down.
I can do that. But before we did,
Video.
yeah, before we did pork and tunes, we had everyone do a opt-in on a Google form.
Mhm.
And this is the people that opted in. So there was,
Wow.
not it. Responses. Oh, you know what? I think there's some more. Let me see here. Let me go back here real quick because I know there was more than that. The nice thing on this is that you can look on the back end and see who's coming to, who's got business.
So this was basically you sent them an RSVP, but then they could opt in to receive things.
Yeah. Well, this is them. See if I can get to the right one here. Okay. So here's
Okay.
what they would see on their end of this.
Yep.
And so, this is correct actually. So it says, describe yourself. We are current clients. We are forever clients. We are raving fans, or we are future clients.
Love that.
So they're able to say what they are. And then we had just a little bit of information, and I can send you this link. Okay. So remind me to send you the Pork and Tunes RSVP link. It reminded them what to bring. It asked them if they had any real estate needs in the next 12 months. It gave a little bit of information about who the singer and stuff was going to be. And we had 170 people respond to this before they came to the event. And then we were able to, from there, get their information, see if they had any real estate needs, anything to that nature. And actually, this is actually not the one I was wanting to go to. I wanted to go back to pie. So we changed up pie this year. And so for them, they would say yes, they wanted the pie on the Google form, like we did. If they said yes, we then sent them to Google form. Part of it was because we needed to know the location of where they wanted to pick up the pie.
Right.
So the hardest thing was, because they were just used to saying yes and coming get the pie, is to try to get them to fill out the form to get the pie. So we had, out of the 1,000 people that came get pie, 717 filled out the form. And so that was a little bit of a fee on here. But we were able to look on this form and see who had real estate needs before they came up here. Can you whip us up a referral? No, or me, I have real estate needs. So they were able to tell us if they did or didn't. And it says here, no, I don't, but I tend to find one by June 30th. You see the embedded command I just put in there for them to mark. They had to mark, if they marked no, they didn't know anybody, but they were intending to find one. So this was the form. They were able to go through this, and we were able to gain a lot of information from here. We were able to see which classes they wanted to attend this year, so we knew which classes to roll out for the next.
Love that. What if they wanted to attend most? The home buyer class, or you got a lot of career nights on there too.
Yeah, so let's see. And think about all the people in career night. We wouldn't even know that they wanted to do it unless we asked.
Yeah, and so you're just helping those people then get licensed, right? And then
and hopefully sending them to the market center.
Yeah. Have you had any past clients join your team while you're looking for that?
Yes.
Yeah, I figured.
Yes, we have. Let me just see here real quick if I can show you.
I love this. This is what people love, is to see the stuff, right, you guys?
Yeah. Event tracker.
I love to see the exact examples of things, because that's so helpful. We don't have to recreate the wheel on stuff. And I also, was it? Yeah, it might've been Raving Fan, Jen. I don't remember. Laura, do you remember the 4? Describe yourself: current client, forever client, something, and then future client.
Future. So your forever client, a current client, a raving fan, or a future client.
What was the Raving Fan? It was
raving fan means that you haven't done business with us yet, but you send us everyone you know.
Okay, got it. Okay, perfect. Jen got it.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out here where Pork and Tunes is at, and I don't. Oh, here it is.
Okay.
Oh, there's Pork and Tunes. I was trying to see Pie Day. Let's see if I can find that one. We might not have gotten that, but here's Pork and Tunes. This is 278. This is entries when they got to the event that they filled it out. And then right here, you see your 17 CMAs, 44 newsletters, 32 with buyer needs, 40 wanted home beats, and 163 circled nothing.
What's the home beat?
Home beat is like a market snapshot.
Oh, okay, right. Got
their neighborhood. Yeah. So we try to just take these and put these, what the results are down on these sheets. I just
Yeah.
wish I had the one for the
You know-
client event. It would end up working out really well on the client event. I'll see if I can find that, hand
Okay.
it to you, because it ended up gleaning a lot of information from that.
You know
from
what I
doing
love
the-
about this though, you guys, and I hope you guys are writing this down and listening to this, but by the tracking, the reason I think, I mean, other than the fact that she's built just an amazing mind share with people in the town, the thing that I love is that she's tracking this so much so that she's providing to them exactly what they want, which is what keeps them coming back and sending referrals and all of those things. And over 45% of your business last year was either a repeat client or someone from your sphere. I mean, that's huge, really.
Yeah, it's huge, and we need to do more of the outbound stuff, but it just takes a while to get everything in. And this is prospecting. This is really outbound for us too, because we are prospecting at these events.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me see if I could show you one other thing. Here we go back to the drive.
Okay, and then after that, I do want you to talk about your how you took 100 listings in 1 month.
Okay.
Because I don't think people believe me when I say that.
Yeah, I think our best year was 114.
Wow. Okay, see, I didn't even know that. 114 listings. You guys, in a town of 17,000 people.
Yes, that was crazy.
That is absolutely nuts. I mean, just amazing.
Yeah, and this is our Pork and Tunes event. So if I can show you one, this is our client event that we do once a year. So it's just
I
a
love the
snapshot
pictures. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's just it. I was trying to see if I can find something else, but I don't know if I can find the results from it.
I think also too, you guys just look at her touches per event, how many times she's touching them per event. I mean, I guarantee if you add up all the touches, you're probably doing 300 plus a year because of all the touches with every event, the before, the during, the after.
And I'll let you know the checklist just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So here's a checklist for Pork and Tunes. I'll see if it pulls up here in just a second.
Oh my God.
So here's our parking. This is the event. Let's see if I go like this.
Wow.
So this is our setup. And then, here is our, I'm just gonna go slow here.
Photo booth. Wow. Kid game, food. Yep.
Yeah. So this is everything that has to happen to put on this event. It's a lot. So anyhow, but
do you have an actual event
easier.
planner? Do you have is there a part of your team that's an event planner, or everybody just jumps in?
Everyone jumps in.
Yeah.
So, and that's important too, to have a volunteer list. And everyone jumps in and takes part of the setup day. Everyone's signed up.
Love that.
On the back end side, and then we have like the different duties, who's doing what, and then everyone just goes in and signs up for what they're passionate about, what they want to help with, and then we just have a little bit of information. So if it's a new agent coming to the team, that they know what we're doing and what does that mean and where is it located at on the grounds, all that good stuff. So this is kind of an idea of showing how people are signed up for different. And the nice thing here, we have spouses sign up, we have sisters sign up, we have more than just our team. Everyone wants to jump in and join in the fun, which is good. Okay, so let me get off of that. But this is something that's important if you're doing an event, to have your list signed up, so you get it, and your duties.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, these are great, great ideas. So okay,
100 listing challenge. Okay, so that started on like our coach basically said, what's your best listing month? And I think it was like August or something. And how many
wait, Laura, will you stop sharing your screen so they can see you now?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Okay, sorry. I know it's kind of hard for people to, okay, there we go. Okay.
And so it was like 25. So she goes, let's do a 50 month challenge in August. And we said, okay, that's a lot. Like, how do you know if I can do 50? And so then we said, okay, we do it. And we kind of planned a couple months in advance or maybe it was like 1 month in advance that we were going to do it. So we sent something out to our database and we said, hey, we've been challenged to take 50 listings in the month of August. And so if you know anybody's thinking about buying or selling, that we'd love to hear their information. We're trying to get to 50 and we'll keep you abreast of what happens. And if we make it to 50, then we would like to, we have this little 50s cafe in town. We'll get everyone who sends us a referral, which I don't think we're supposed to say that, a milkshake and a hamburger, and we'll invite everyone to this 50s party. And so
that's cool though, that you included
yeah.
them as a part of something in the goal to get 50
Yes.
listings in 1 month.
Yes. And so we put it out there, and then like week 1, we're like, okay, we have 7 listings. And then week 2, we're like, oh, we have like 24 listings. It wasn't if I thought, oh man, I should have made this like a 30s party, because I don't think we're make it to 50. And then we kept each week, and as we got closer to the end, just like we just tell them where we're at. We're at 38, we're at 42. And on the last day, an investor came in and gave us 2 listings. So we made our 50.
Wow.
Yeah. And so then we said, everyone's invited. Anybody who's available for lunch, just come join us. We're so excited. We made 50 listings. So during that event or that month, we broke systems. We had people crying, people wanting to quit the business. We had forgot to put signs up. I mean, it was a mess. And so we realized where we were weak. It was total chaos. We realized where we were weak on the team and what we needed to be shored up, and to be able to do 50 listings a month, where do we need more people?
Yeah.
And where do we need better systems? So we did that. And then we did 50 a couple more times, and a couple times we missed it, a couple times we got it, that like it was not always 100% of the time we'd get it. And then we were challenged to 75 and we were able to make that. Then we were challenged to 100 and we were able to make that. And then I would let you know that that now we can take 50 listings, no problem. Like now it's not an issue taking 50, like that's normal, more normal months. But you have to stretch yourself and break your systems and figure out where you're weak at stuff to realize where the wheels are going to fall off the bus.
Yeah.
So we haven't been doing them in the last, I'm going to say since COVID, we haven't really done any listing challenges. We do have a challenge on our team right now, is that if they could get 8 pieces of business signed a month for the next 4 months, so they have to get 32 pieces of business, that we would take them to a Glover training in Florida. And so the summit. And so we have that going on. And so if everyone got 8 pieces of business, if our listing agents got 8 pieces of business, we'd break our records on some of the other things we have for our normal listings that we're taking. So it's just a matter of pushing us without making the wheels fall off the bus. And so the hardest part now is that not all of our listing partners want to do, like Katie 1 month did 25 listings, the other time she did 20 listings, and then she did 18, but she's in a spot in her life right now she doesn't really want to do that. So when people don't really want to do it, you have to have team buy-in for it, otherwise it's not going to happen. And so I would say right now 8 a month is workable. And trying to get more than that is not in anybody's wheelhouse. So that makes it tougher. So you have to really gauge what you have. But if you're doing it yourself, you will look under couch cushions, you will find CMAs, you will get it done. So I would say push yourself to do it. Just look at your best month in the last 12 months and say, hey, I'm going to double that this next go round, and give yourself a little bit of time and stay focused on it.
I love that, because I think one of the things that we put actually on our little marketing thing for you was on this class was think bigger, because I think sometimes we like thinking even 50 listings taken in a month, and especially in smaller towns, I think our automatic reaction is like, holy, you know what, that's a lot. I don't know that I can do that. But I think I love that you were accepting to just thinking bigger and pushing it and growing it and keeping it going, and you hit it. And so I think that's just such a testament to if you commit to it and you actually are capable of letting yourself think that big, just like you said, like you'll go out and find them.
And what I see the difference is that like when we're doing a listing challenge, like I give the example, like a guy came in to check our thermostat, which we need to check it here now because it's really hot in the right room. And so he went in to check thermostat, and I heard 2 people in in the building, ask him if he knew anybody thinking about selling real estate or if he had any real estate needs, all this stuff. Well, if it was a normal month and we weren't doing a challenge, he would have walked in, probably would have fixed the thermostat and walked out and no one would have asked him. But since everyone, it's on top of mind because we're trying to make it a goal, then yes, you're going to be able to ask it's just forefront. But the thing is, you can't keep that up 24/7. You should, but it's tough to stay there in that gas on mode.
Yeah.
So
okay. So we have 3 minutes left. What are you doing differently right now to prepare for a shift in the market? Anything? Any advice?
Yes.
Because over 80% of our agents have never been through a shift.
Yep. So I would definitely say, win the morning, win the day. Block your calendar out from 9 to 11 or from 8 to 11 or from 9 to 12, whatever time you want to do, and make certain that's the time that you're working on your new business generation is in the morning, and try to set one appointment. That's my, if everyone could set one appointment a day, even if your conversion rates are not that great, even if you're setting someone an appointment, they're like, yeah, we'd like to sell someday. You're like, I'm going to go do your CMA for you. At least that's building your future pipeline. Just try to find one person a day that you can schedule a set an appointment with. Buyer consultation, listing consultation, just do that and work on that every morning. And if you don't get it done, save the afternoons to service your business, but in the mornings, really dial down on what am I going to do with follow-up or new business generation, going out to reach to fill your pipelines.
I love that. Another aha I had today is like, you're doing a ton of CMAs. I mean, does that lead to the listings for you? Because you're telling them how much their home is worth. And then they're like, holy crap, now I want to sell it.
Yeah. And once you plant that seed that, someone doesn't get some market analysis, it's amazing that all of a sudden they'll find the next property. They're like, oh my gosh, I got market analysis and I wasn't even thinking of selling. And now a month later, I've got my house on the market because I found something else I want to purchase. So it just kind of kicks that into gear. If they have any thoughts of selling, it's hard sometimes to shut that off.
Yeah, so. I love that. You guys, my question to you would be, how many CMAs are you doing? I mean, that's a huge one, because that's so true. Back in the day, that's all we did. When the market slowed down, we were just constantly doing CMAs over and over and over again. And I think because we've been in such a speed-based market, that, that might not have been happening as much, but moving back into now a skill-based market, I would make it a goal to do a certain number of CMAs a month would be great.
Yes.
Because you're right. Now that they know, they're like, man, well, I didn't really know my house was worth that much. So I've got this much equity, which means I could go purchase an investment property, or maybe we could move, it's like, then their wheels start turning.
Yes.
Man,
well,
I love that.
Send me an email of what I said I'd give to you. And
I will. Okay. Yes. I've got my list right here. And so that would be awesome. Thank you so much. And you guys,
you're very welcome.
Thanks for sharing, Laura. Thanks for giving of your time. I know you're so busy and I just appreciate you. I've just watched you from afar for so long. So thank you for doing this.
Anytime. If you want me to come back and answer more questions, I can. Sorry, we ran out of time.
Absolutely. Yes, you guys. Yes, everyone has found such value in this. Thank you all for thanking her. Okay. And I'll shoot you an email, Laura, and then we may have more questions after we share the recording. So I appreciate you. Okay. And thank you guys for being on, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you guys. Bye.
See ya. Bye.